Very warm welcome to all of you. Starting off a little late today. I was busy with some work. Just waiting for everyone to join. Okay. In today's session, we are going to discuss acceptance of deposits, registration of charge, and there is a small change in today's schedule. I did not get time to go through the questions of management and administration to identify the important ones for you because it's a very vast chapter, and I generally, before going live, I go through all the questions of the compiler, and then depending on your attempt and what was asked in the previous attempt and what I feel is different, I identify. For every attempt, I go through the questions again, so that we come up with new unique questions. But today I was busy with some work and I did not get time for management and administration, so there's a small change. Instead of going through the questions of that chapter, today we are going to go through the questions of audit and auditors. Okay, that is something which I thought you must have already studied in audit. Yes, so today we are going to discuss acceptance of deposits, registration of charge, and audit and auditors. So this is our agenda today. Tomorrow we will discuss management and administration, dividend, and accounts of company. Okay, now today there is a small twist in my question answer session. While solving the questions, I generally realized that students are not still well versed with the theory of deposits and one or two sections of charge. Many students generally have a doubt in what is not considered as deposit, and most of the time questions are asked on that part only. Okay, can we accept deposits from members? What is the procedure? All that is a pure theory question. There is no application actually in this chapter. Mostly you will expect a theory question. ये ज्यादा करके theory question ही आएगा from acceptance of deposit. Okay, so acceptance of deposit में you can expect theory question. See, this is the compiler. This is the compiler for yeah, this one, acceptance of deposit. If you notice ना, mostly theory questions ही आए हैं इस पे. ये देखो, theory questions. So there is very limited case based question. Okay, limited है, case based questions बहुत ज़्यादा नहीं आए हैं. So it is basically theory. Now, अच्छा, case based question किस पे आता है? What is not considered as deposit? So let us go through that first. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is we are going to go through this theory part. Now, if you are referring my book, very good. If you don't have this book, then you can refer your module. Okay, answer is the same because I have mentioned it in point, and in module also they have mentioned that in the point format only. So what we are going to do is, from deposit chapter, because it is mostly a theory question that can be expected, instead of doing that, we are going to go through what is not considered as deposit. We will go through rule 2 and I will discuss this in detail so that your concepts are clear. Okay, so from this chapter, mostly questions, case-based questions are asked on what is not considered as deposit. So let us quickly go through the pointers of what is not considered as deposit. All right, now, do you need to memorize all this? More or less, yes, because questions are asked on what is not considered as deposit. So you need to be aware of all these provisions. Okay, all this you have to learn. Now you can also divide that into small, what should I say, related part. मतलब जैसे banks and financial institutions का जो एक part है वो आप एक साथ पढ़ सकते हो. जैसे ना ये वाला part है. This amount received as a subscription by company, ये देखो. This is the part where you are receiving the money from institutions. Okay, तो ये एक related part है. Then you are receiving money against instruments. Okay, तो instruments में आएगा commercial paper, application money, bonds raised by issue of non-convertible. These are instruments. तो ये एक part हो जाएगा. See, I am giving you hints as to how to remember. Okay, ये convertible note हो गया. हाँ, so this is also instrument. तो ये आप एक साथ पढ़ोगे. Then this is people. Okay, employee से, director से, promoters. Again, okay, this is all persons. These are all persons. And this is in the course of business. So like this, if you divide the table into 4 to 5 parts, you will be able to then learn it. Okay, this is another part. Okay, so now what you need to do is divide and then read. Chalo, let us read. Now what I am going to first read is you have received money from government, institutions, banks, etc. Okay, now what is not, now deposits, I hope you are all aware of what is considered as deposit. There are restrictions on acceptance of deposits. You cannot accept deposits from the public. You can accept deposits only from members. So these are the various restrictions applicable on deposits. Now, any money received from the central, state government, local authority, that is municipality, or any other source whose payment is guaranteed by the central or state government. In short, money received from government is not considered as deposit. The restrictions on deposit will not apply to that money. Okay, so this is the money received from various institutions. So money received from the government, that is not good. Local government or even foreign government. Okay, received from foreign governments, foreign international banks, multinational, multilateral financial institutions. We encourage the inflow of foreign currency. हम तो चाहते हैं कि foreign में से पैसा आए, उसको deposit की restriction क्यों apply करें हम? That is not considered as deposit. Loan from banking company, अरे this is proper loan. This is not considered as deposit. तो जो बैंक से मिला, that is not deposit. Amount received as loan or financial assistance from public financial institution. Amount received by one company from another company. अब मेरी बात ध्यान से सुनो. Learn कैसे करोगे? Money received from government. Government में कौन आएगा? Central government, state government, या फिर सेंट्रल और स्टेट, सॉरी, सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट, स्टेट गवर्नमेंट, या फिर लोकल अथॉरिटी, या फिर एनी सोर्स हुज पेमेंट इज गारंटीड बाय द गवर्नमेंट. तो लोकल हो गया, फॉरेन गवर्नमेंट्स. ठीक है, तो फॉरेन गवर्नमेंट्स, फॉरेन इंस्टीट्यूशंस, बैंक्स एक्सेट्रा. बैंक से जो लोन मिलता है वो तो लोन है, दैट इज नॉट डिपॉजिट. पब्लिक फाइनेंशियल इंस्टीट्यूशन, तो बैंक के बाद इमीडिएटली आ जाएगा पब्लिक फाइनेंशियल इंस्टीट्यूशन. ओके, यहां तक ठीक है. लोन फ्रॉम वन कंपनी टू द अदर कंपनी, अरे दिस इज ऑलरेडी रेगुलेटेड बाय सेक्शन 186 ऑफ द कंपनीज एक्ट. वन कंपनी गिव्स लोन टू द अदर कंपनी, इट इज ऑलरेडी रेगुलेटेड बाय सेक्शन 186 ऑफ द कंपनीज एक्ट. तो जब हमारे पास उससे रिलेटेड एक सेक्शन ऑलरेडी है, देन व्हाई शुड वी अप्लाई मोर रिस्ट्रिक्शंस ऑफ डिपॉजिट्स? सो जब ऑलरेडी ये आपका रिस्ट्रिक्शन इसमें अप्लाई कर ही दिया है सेक्शन 186, तो इसको डिपॉजिट्स के रिस्ट्रिक्शन अप्लाई करके कोई फायदा नहीं है. सो दैट इज व्हाई दिस इज नॉट कंसिडर्ड एज डिपॉजिट. सो दिस रिलेट्स टू मनी रिसीव फ्रॉम इंस्टीट्यूशन. और इसको लॉजिकली कैसे याद रखोगे? गवर्नमेंट, लोकल, सेंट्रल, स्टेट एंड local authority. Okay, that is body, your municipality. Then from foreign governments, foreign financial institutions, या फिर multilateral financial institution. Loan received from banks, बैंक के साथ immediately आ जाता है public financial institutions. एक कंपनी दूसरी कंपनी को अगर लोन दे रही है, that is also not considered as deposit. So this is from institution. Okay, easy to remember. Now next देख लेते हैं instruments के बारे में. ओके, मनी रिसीव्ड अगेंस्ट सर्टेन इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स, उनको रेगुलेट करने के लिए ऑलरेडी सेबी या आरबीआई के रेगुलेशंस है. व्हाई शुड वी कंसीडर देम एज डिपॉजिट्स? नाउ मनी रिसीव्ड अगेंस्ट इशू ऑफ कमर्शियल पेपर और एनी अदर इंस्ट्रूमेंट व्हिच इज ऑलरेडी रेगुलेटेड बाय आरबीआई. अरे अगर आरबीआई की ऑलरेडी गाइडलाइंस है, देन व्हाई शुड वी कंसीडर दैट एज डिपॉजिट? अच्छा, नाउ what is the meaning of commercial paper? Commercial paper is generally unsecured instruments which is issued by companies having a good reputation in the market. They are generally unsecured. तो हम goodwill और वो कंपनी के reputation के basis पे पैसा invest कर देते हैं. ठीक है. सो दिस आर बेसिकली इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स फ्रॉम विच वी रेज शॉर्ट टर्म रिक्वायरमेंट ऑफ मनी. वी आर फुलफिलिंग अवर शॉर्ट टर्म रिक्वायरमेंट ऑफ मनी. लाइक से फॉर एग्जाम्पल दैट आई वॉन्ट टू फाइनेंस पे रोल, या फिर मुझे अभी तक डेटर से पैसा नहीं आया है, तो अकाउंट्स रिसीवेबल में मेरे को पैसा नहीं आया, बट आई नीड टू पे मनी टू माई क्रेडिटर्स. तो वो जो मेरा अकाउंट्स पेएबल है उसको फाइनेंस करने के लिए मुझे पैसा चाहिए. वेरी शॉर्ट टर्म रिक्वायरमेंट ऑफ मनी है मेरी. सो फॉर दैट पर्पस आई विल एक्सेप्ट commercial paper. Commercial paper is generally when money is accepted at a discount. Okay, generally accepted in multiples of 5 lakhs. तो जैसे 5 lakh, 10 lakh, 15 lakh, 20 lakh, ऐसे मैं commercial paper accept करती हूँ. Generally by companies having a good reputation in the market. ठीक है. तो वो जो कमर्शियल पेपर है इट इज ऑलरेडी रेगुलेटेड बाय आरबीआई, तो मुझे उसमें और ज्यादा रेगुलेशन डालने की, डिपॉजिट्स की, कंपनीज एक्ट की रेगुलेशन डालने की कोई जरूरत ही नहीं है. Any money received as subscription to any securities including the share application money या फिर advance towards allotment of securities pending allotment, so long as the amount is appropriated only against the amount. Only word यहाँ पर important है. क्यों important है वो मैं आपको बताऊंगी. Only against the amount due on allotment of securities applied for. Now इस पे क्या टाइप के case based questions आ सकते हैं. Okay, what are the case based questions that can be asked on this part? Now pay attention. Any amount received as subscription. Now you must have studied in section 39 also that whatever amount that you receive, जो एप्लीकेशन का पैसा है, दैट मस्ट बी रिसीव्ड बाय द कंपनी, एंड उसको हम शेयर्स अलॉट करते हैं. अगर मिनिमम सब्सक्रिप्शन नहीं आता है आपके पास, ओके, इफ यू डोंट रिसीव द अमाउंट ऑफ मिनिमम सब्सक्रिप्शन, देन यू हैव टू रिटर्न द मनी विद इन 15 days फ्रॉम द क्लोजर ऑफ द इशू. आपके पास एप्लीकेशन मनी आता गया, ठीक है, लेकिन मिनिमम सब्सक्रिप्शन आया ही नहीं, तो 15 days के अंदर अंदर आपको वो पैसा रिटर्न करना पड़ेगा. आपने नहीं किया, देन दैट विल बी कंसिडर्ड एज डिपॉजिट. ओके, तो इफ सपोज आपका जो शेयर एप्लीकेशन मनी आपको मिला है, यू हैव एडजस्टेड दैट अगेंस्ट द अलॉटमेंट, देन इट इज नॉट डिपॉजिट. लेकिन अगर आपने 15 दिन के अंदर अंदर उसको रिटर्न नहीं किया क्योंकि मिनिमम सब्सक्रिप्शन नहीं मिला, देन दैट विल बी कंसिडर्ड एज डिपॉजिट. अच्छा, ये जो एडवांस रिसीव टुवर्ड्स अलॉटमेंट ऑफ सिक्योरिटीज है, that has to be adjusted against the allotment of securities only. लेकिन मैंने क्या किया, वो जो अलॉटमेंट का पैसा आया था उसको सिक्योरिटीज के अगेंस्ट एडजस्ट ही नहीं किया, मैंने कंपनी वो अपने हिसाब से यूज करती जा रही है, देन दैट मनी विल बी कंसिडर्ड एज डिपॉजिट. अच्छा, एक बात सुनो, आई रिसीव्ड द मनी फ्रॉम द शेयर होल्डर एंड उससे मुझे एक बहुत ही पुराना लोन भी रिकवर करना था. तो मैंने क्या सोचा कि जो अलॉटमेंट का पैसा आया है, दैट आई विल यूज इट टू फुलफिल हिज लोन ऑब्लिगेशन. नहीं कर सकते. जो अलॉटमेंट का पैसा आया है, दैट कैन बी अप्रोप्रिएटेड ओनली अगेंस्ट द अमाउंट ड्यू ऑन अलॉटमेंट. अगर आप उसको लोन के अगेंस्ट एडजस्ट करोगे, वो अलाउड ही नहीं है, देन दैट मनी विच यू हैव रिसीव्ड विल बी कंसिडर्ड एज डिपॉजिट. ओके, अच्छा, इधर ना थोड़ी बहुत वेरिएशंस हैं. ओके, वी कैन हैव डिफरेंट सिनेरियोज ओवर हियर. ओके, so let's see first वो जो explanation है वो पढ़ लेते हैं, then I will give you various scenarios which you can discuss over here. Okay, now if the securities for which application money or advance was received cannot be allotted within 60 days, then it should be returned within 15 days. अगर नहीं किया, then that will be considered as deposit. अभी मैं आपको यहाँ पर ना different scenarios देती हूँ, you tell me whether it will be considered as deposit or not. Okay, now what is the provision जो आपको याद रखनी है? अलॉटमेंट होनी चाहिए विद इन 60 days, अदरवाइज आपको मनी रिफंड करना पड़ेगा विद इन 15 days. ठीक है, अब 60 days के अंदर अंदर मैंने अलॉटमेंट नहीं की, ओके, आई डिड नॉट अलॉट, बट आई रिटर्न द अमाउंट विद इन द नेक्स्ट 7 days. ओके, 60 days के अंदर अंदर आपको अलॉट करना है, और अगर नहीं करते तो 15 दिन के अंदर अंदर पैसा रिटर्न करो, और अगर आपने पैसा रिटर्न नहीं किया, देन दैट विल बी कंसिडर्ड एज डिपॉजिट. अच्छा सुनो मेरी बात, कंपनी ने 60 days के अंदर अंदर अलॉटमेंट नहीं की, लेकिन अगले 7 दिन के अंदर अंदर उन्होंने पैसा रिटर्न कर दिया, देन दिस विल नॉट बी कंसिडर्ड एज डिपॉजिट. अच्छा, कंपनी कितनी स्मार्ट है देखो, कंपनी ने 60 days के अंदर अंदर तो अलॉटमेंट नहीं की, लेकिन बोलते हैं कि अरे मेरे पास 15 days का टाइम है ना टू रिटर्न. मैं क्या करती हूं, 65th डे को मैं अलॉटमेंट कर देती हूं. मैंने अलॉटमेंट कर दिया 65th डे. लॉ बोलता है भाई बड़ा स्मार्ट मत बनो, तुमको हमने 60 डेज का टाइम दिया था, तुम 65th डे को अलॉटमेंट कर रहे हो और तुम रिफंड नहीं करते ये बोल के कि अरे रिफंड क्यों करे, हमने तो अलॉटमेंट कर दी है ना, दिस विल बी कंसिडर्ड एज डिपॉजिट. आई एम गिविंग यू डिफरेंट सिनेरियोज नाउ. ओके, तो 60 डेज के अंदर अंदर आपको वो पैसा जो है, आपको जो अलॉटमेंट है वो करनी है, अदरवाइज 15 डेज के अंदर अंदर आपको पैसा रिटर्न करना है. आपने रिटर्न तो नहीं किया लेकिन 65th डे पे अलॉटमेंट कर दी ये बोल के कि अभी अलॉटमेंट तो हो गई ना, नाउ आई डोंट वांट टू रिटर्न द मनी. नहीं नहीं नहीं, दैट विल बी कंसिडर्ड एज डिपॉजिट. अच्छा, मुझे एक मिस्टर एक्स है, उससे पैसे मिले, ठीक है, शेयर्स उसने सिक्योरिटी जो है सब्सक्राइब किए थे, मुझे उससे पैसे मिले, बट मुझे उसका कुछ एक लोन ऑब्लिगेशन थी वो भी सेटिस्फाई करनी थी. आई यूटिलाइज दिस मनी टू सेटिस्फाई हिज लोन. दिस इज नॉट पॉसिबल, इट विल बी कंसिडर्ड एज डिपॉजिट. आपने अलॉटमेंट के लिए वो ना यूज करते हुए वो पैसे को उसके लोन के अगेंस्ट एडजस्ट कर दिया, मतलब आपने अलॉटमेंट नहीं की ना और रिफंड भी नहीं किया, then this will be considered as deposit. All this is asked as case based question. Okay, all this will be asked as case based question. Any amount which we have raised by issue of bonds. Now I am very sure that you must have gone through all these provisions, so this is not something new to you. लेकिन हाँ, इसमें से क्या टाइप के questions आ सकते हैं, that we are going to discuss. Any amount raised by issue of bonds or debentures which are secured by a first charge or a charge ranking pari passu with the first charge. Ranking pari passu means it will have on the same footing as that of the first charge. It will be on the same footing as that of the first charge. Then that will not be considered as deposit. तो जो पैसा मैंने डिबेंचर या बॉन्ड से रेज किया है और वो सिक्योर्ड डिबेंचर्स है, अच्छा इस पे प्लीज हाईलाइट, वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर केस बेस्ड क्वेश्चन. इस पे बहुत सारे क्वेश्चंस आ चुके हैं, आ भी सकते हैं. ओके, केस बेस्ड क्वेश्चन. फर्स्ट चार्ज या फिर एनी चार्ज रैंकिंग pari passu with the first charge, then it will not be considered as deposit, otherwise it will be considered as deposit. लेकिन यहां पर एक रिक्वायरमेंट है, the amount of the bonds, you can write it in your module, the amount of bonds or debentures should be less than the market value of the assets. इसका सिंपल मतलब है that we want the bonds to be fully secured. fully secured होने चाहिए. आपका जो बॉन्ड का प्राइस है that should be less than the market price, मतलब कि आपका जो market value of asset है that should be more. इसका मतलब है that the debentures or bonds must be fully secured. fully secured होनी चाहिए, तब हम उसको डिपॉजिट नहीं मानेंगे. बॉन्ड्स और डिबेंचर्स, इस पे भी केस बेस्ड क्वेश्चंस आते हैं, important for case based, which are compulsorily convertible into shares. Compulsorily convertible debentures, CCDs, compulsory convertible into shares within 10 years. Amount raised by issue of non-convertible unsecured debentures listed on the recognized stock exchange as per the regulation by SEBI, that will not be considered as deposit. अरे SEBI already उसको regulate कर रहा है, why do you want to consider this as deposit and apply more restrictions on it? अच्छा, ये भी केस बेस्ड क्वेश्चन में आता है, लेकिन होने चाहिए नॉन कन्वर्टेबल अनसिक्योर्ड डिबेंचर्स बट लिस्टेड ऑन द स्टॉक एक्सचेंज, देन इट विल नॉट बी कंसिडर्ड एज डिपॉजिट. सेबी उसको ऑलरेडी रेगुलेट कर रहा है, व्हाई डू यू वांट टू अप्लाई मोर रिस्ट्रिक्शंस ऑन इट? ओके, नाउ amount of 25 lakhs or more received by a startup by way of convertible note. Okay, no, convertible note क्या होता है? It will be converted into equity or it will be repayable in a period not exceeding 10 years. 10 years क्यों? क्योंकि startup को benefit मिलता है for a period of 10 years. Startup कंपनी जो होती है, it gets benefit for a period of 10 years. अभी क्या होता है ना, वाई कन्वर्टेबल नोट? नाउ लेट्स से कि XYZ का एक स्टार्टअप है, वो एक इन्वेस्टर के पास गए हैं, मिस्टर पी के पास में. दे हैव आस्क्ड हिम कि भाई मेरा एक स्टार्टअप है, आप प्लीज पैसे दे दो. अब ये जो लोग हैं ना, ये इक्विटी में इन्वेस्ट करने से डरते हैं, बिकॉज दे फील कि यार स्टार्टअप है, हमारे पैसे तो चले जाएंगे, डूब जाएंगे, क्या होगा, बहुत हाई रिस्क है, कैसे दे दे तुमको, तो हम जानते भी नहीं, पहचानते भी नहीं, अब तो तुम स्टार्टअप कर रहे हो, ये फेल हो गया. तो दे आर वेरी स्कैर्ड ऑफ इन्वेस्टिंग इन इक्विटी, तो हम उनको क्या बोलते हैं, ठीक है आप इक्विटी मत लो, हम आपको कन्वर्टेबल नोट दे देंगे। कन्वर्टेबल नोट मतलब वी आर गिविंग यू एन ऑप्शन कि अगर कंपनी अच्छा कर रही है तो आप इस कन्वर्टेबल नोट को शेयर्स में कन्वर्ट कर सकते हो। ओके, so we are giving them an option that in case you wish to later on if the company is doing good तो फिर आप इसको जो कन्वर्टेबल नोट है उसको आप शेयर्स में कन्वर्ट कर सकते हो। दैट ऑप्शन वी आर गिविंग देम। तो an amount of 25 lakhs has been received by a startup company by way of convertible note which will be converted into equity or it will be repayable। अगर आपको लगता है कि कंपनी ठीक ठाक नहीं कर रही है तो फिर आपको हम ये पैसा रिटर्न कर देंगे। जैसे शार्क टैंक में आपने देखा होगा ना कि वो वैसे तो इक्विटी में इन्वेस्ट करते हैं, लेकिन अगर उनको लगता है यार कंपनी का तो कुछ भरोसा नहीं है, कंपनी पता नहीं कैसा काम करेगी, तो वो बोल सकते हैं कि मेरे को कन्वर्टेबल नोट दे दे, अगर कंपनी अच्छा करी तो हम इक्विटी में कन्वर्ट कर देंगे, और अगर कंपनी अच्छा नहीं कर रही है तो फिर तू एक काम करना, हमको हमारे पैसे वापस करके हमको एग्जिट रूट दे देना। ठीक है, सो नाउ दिस इज अगेन वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट कि 25 लाख रुपए जो है वो हमको एक सिंगल ट्रांच में मिले हैं फ्रॉम दैट पर्सन। हमको इंस्टॉलमेंट में नहीं चाहिए, हमको ब्रेकअप करके नहीं चाहिए, वी वांटेड इन अ सिंगल ट्रांच। व्हाई अ सिंगल ट्रांच? बिकॉज अगर वो पर्सन जो है वो फुल्ली इन्वेस्टेड रहेगा मैंने मेरे 40 लाख रुपीज आपको दिए, एक इट इज नॉट अ स्मॉल अमाउंट। 40 लाख रुपीज अगर आपको मिले हैं तो आप हेविली इन्वेस्टेड हो ना वो कंपनी में, आप तो कड़ी मेहनत करोगे। आपने एक बात नोटिस की, शार्क टैंक वालों ने जितने भी कंपनीज में इन्वेस्ट किया है, जैसे मुझे ना एड्स दिखती हैं ऑन इंस्टाग्राम, दे हैव इन्वेस्टेड इन दैट चिप्स कंपनी जिसमें वो बनाना चिप्स वाली कंपनी थी, फिर वो एक पॉप्सिकल वाली कंपनी थी, उसकी एड्स आती है, स्किपी की एड्स आती है, अच्छा वो क्वर्की नारी की मुझे बहुत सारी एड्स दिखती हैं। शार्क टैंक ने उनमें इन्वेस्ट किया एंड नाउ दे आर यूजिंग दैट मनी फॉर एडवर्टाइजिंग। तो इतना ज्यादा पैसा डाला है तो फिर दे विल ऑल्सो बी इन्वॉल्व, वो गाइड करेंगे, बिकॉज नोबडी वांट्स कि भाई हमारा पैसा डूब जाए ना, तो वो लोग भी उसको हेल्प करेंगे कि नहीं भाई तू तू अच्छा काम कर, तेरे को हम मार्केटिंग में हेल्प करेंगे, तेरे को गाइड करेंगे। तो वी ऑल्सो वांट कि वो जो इन्वेस्टर है वो आपको हेल्प करे, तो इसीलिए बोलते हैं भाई तू सिंगल ट्रांच में दे दे पूरा पैसा, उस चीज को डिपॉजिट नहीं मानेंगे। ठीक है, अब अगर वो पर्सन ने 40 लाख रुपए दिए होते और आप उसको डिपॉजिट मान रहे होते तो फिर यार स्टार्टअप कंपनी को कौन हेल्प करेगा ना। तो इसीलिए हम बोलते हैं कि नहीं नहीं, सिंगल ट्रांच में दिया है, हैवी इन्वेस्टमेंट की है, उस पे हम डिपॉजिट की रिस्ट्रिक्शन तो भाई अप्लाई नहीं कर सकते, देन दैट इज नॉट कंसिडर्ड एज डिपॉजिट। ओके, दैट इज नॉट कंसिडर्ड एज डिपॉजिट। एनी अमाउंट रिसीव फ्रॉम एम्प्लॉय। हाँ, अभी हम पर्सन्स की तरफ आ गए, ये इंपॉर्टेंट है फॉर केस बेस्ड क्वेश्चंस। ओके, इट इज इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर केस बेस्ड क्वेश्चन। अब एनी अमाउंट रिसीव फ्रॉम एम्प्लॉय बट नॉट एक्सीडिंग हिज एनुअल सैलरी under a contract of employment in the nature of non-interest bearing security deposit will not be considered as deposit। पैसा किससे मिला है मुझे? एम्प्लॉय से मिला है। ठीक है, एम्प्लॉय से मुझे पैसा मिला है, कैसे मिला है? उतना मिला है विच इज नॉट एक्सीडिंग हिज एनुअल सैलरी। कैसा मिला है? इट इज इन द फॉर्म ऑफ नॉन इंटरेस्ट बेरिंग डिपॉजिट। अच्छा, अगर मैं ये नहीं डालती, ठीक है, अगर मैं ये नहीं डालती और मैं बोलती कि एम्प्लॉय से मिला हुआ पैसा डिपॉजिट नहीं माना जाएगा, तो एम्प्लॉय क्या करता? उसकी सैलरी है 5 लाख रुपए, लेकिन वो कंपनी को 50 लाख रुपए दे देता। ठीक है, क्यों? क्योंकि एम्प्लॉय से आया हुआ पैसा डिपॉजिट नहीं माना जाएगा ना, तो वो यहां वहां लोगों से पैसा इकट्ठा करता है, बोलते देख एम्प्लॉय से आया हुआ पैसा तो डिपॉजिट नहीं माना जाएगा, तुम लोग मेरे को पैसा दो, मैं कंपनी को दे देता हूं। हमने रिस्ट्रिक्शन डाल दी कि भाई तुम्हारी सैलरी तो है 5 लाख रुपए, तुम 50 लाख रुपए कहां से लेकर आ रहे हो? 50 लाख कहां से ला रहे हो? ठीक है, तो इसीलिए वी वांट कि भाई जेन्युइनली अगर वो पैसे दे रहा है देन इट इज नॉट कंसिडर्ड एज डिपॉजिट। सो नॉट एक्सीडिंग हिज एनुअल सैलरी, तब उसको डिपॉजिट नहीं माना जाएगा। तो उसकी सैलरी है 5 लाख रुपीज, तो आपको जो पैसे मिले हैं उससे दैट इज नॉट एक्सीडिंग 5 लाख, एंड ये नॉन इंटरेस्ट बेरिंग सिक्योरिटी डिपॉजिट है। अगर आप उस पर इंटरेस्ट दे रहे हो ना देन दैट विल बी कंसिडर्ड एज डिपॉजिट, दैट विल बी डिपॉजिट। अच्छा, नॉन इंटरेस्ट बेरिंग सिक्योरिटी डिपॉजिट क्यों 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 ले रहे हैं हम उससे? देखो कभी कभार क्या होता है ना, हम एम्प्लॉय को बोलते देख तेरे को हम एम्प्लॉयमेंट तो दे दे, लेकिन तू एक छोटा सा सिक्योरिटी डिपॉजिट हमारे पास रख, तेरा इतना हाई रिस्क जॉब है, कल को तूने गड़बड़ कर दी तो वो डिपॉजिट से हम पैसा निकाल देंगे। जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल कि मैं एक डायमंड मर्चेंट हूँ, ठीक है, मैंने मेरे एम्प्लॉय को बोला कि तू मेरे पास 5 लाख रुपए रख, क्योंकि तू तो डायमंड लाता है, ये कहते, तूने कल को चोरी कर दी तो मैं क्या करूंगा ना फिर। तो तू एक पैसा मेरे पास रख यहाँ पर, कि अगर कल को कुछ गड़बड़ हो गई तो मैं, मेरे पास कुछ तो होनी चाहिए ना सिक्योरिटी। तो वो 5 लाख रुपए उसने मेरे को दिए थे, मैंने उसको जॉब पे भी रख लिया, वो डायमंड लेके आता है, छोड़ता है, एक्सेट्रा, एंड उस पे मैं उसको इंटरेस्ट नहीं दे रही, देन दैट मनी विच आई हैव रिसीव फ्रॉम हिम, दैट विल नॉट बी कंसिडर्ड एज डिपॉजिट। एनी अमाउंट रिसीव फ्रॉम डायरेक्टर, अच्छा ये ना बड़ा इंटरेस्टिंग है, इस पे आपको काफी सारे क्वेश्चंस आ सकते हैं। नाउ पे अटेंशन टू व्हाट आई एम राइटिंग, ओके। लॉ क्या बोलता है कि एनी मनी रिसीव्ड फ्रॉम द डायरेक्टर विल नॉट बी कंसिडर्ड एज डिपॉजिट। तो डायरेक्टर प्राइवेट कंपनी का हो या डायरेक्टर पब्लिक कंपनी का हो, पैसा इनसे मिला है तो दैट इज नॉट कंसिडर्ड एज डिपॉजिट, ठीक है, इसको हम डिपॉजिट नहीं मानेंगे। लेकिन प्राइवेट कंपनी में एक और चीज हमने ऐड कर दी है, और वो है रिलेटिव ऑफ डायरेक्टर, ठीक है, वो सिर्फ प्राइवेट कंपनी में, हाँ, रिलेटिव ऑफ डायरेक्टर। अभी डिफरेंस समझा आपको? एक प्राइवेट कंपनी में आपको अगर डायरेक्टर या उसके रिलेटिव से पैसा मिला है, देन दैट इज नॉट कंसिडर्ड एज डिपॉजिट। अगर पब्लिक कंपनी में आपको डायरेक्टर से पैसा मिला है, देन दैट इज नॉट कंसिडर्ड एज डिपॉजिट। यहां पर रिलेटिव नहीं है। अच्छा, दे हैव टू गिव अ डिक्लेरेशन दैट मनी इज आउट ऑफ माय ओन फंड्स एंड नॉट बोरोड फंड्स। कितना स्मार्ट है ये, देखो क्या होगा ना, डायरेक्टर से लाया हुआ पैसा डिपॉजिट नहीं माना जाएगा ना, तो डायरेक्टर बोलेगा चल पैसा दे, पैसा दे, पैसा दे। हाँ मैं डायरेक्टर हूं, मैं ये लेकर आया, अभी ये डिपॉजिट नहीं माना जाएगा। हम बोलते हैं भाई तू डिक्लेरेशन दे दैट दिस मनी इज आउट ऑफ योर ओन फंड्स एंड नॉट बोरोड फंड्स। वरना तो डायरेक्टर्स बड़े स्मार्ट होके वो बोल देंगे चलो भाई पैसा दे दो एंड हम कंपनी में डाल देंगे, इसको तो डिपॉजिट नहीं माना जाएगा। हमने बोला नहीं तू डिक्लेरेशन दे। अच्छा, अगर रिलेटिव से पैसा आ रहा है तो रिलेटिव ये डिक्लेरेशन देगा दैट दिस मनी इज आउट ऑफ माय ओन फंड्स एंड नॉट बोरोड फंड्स। इस पे केस बेस्ड क्वेश्चंस आते हैं कि उसको उसकी मदर से पैसे मिले तो उसको गिफ्ट मिला, देन दैट इज नॉट कंसिडर्ड एज डिपॉजिट, क्योंकि वो डिक्लेरेशन दे रहा है दैट इट इज माय ओन फंड्स। अच्छा, एक डिस्क्लोजर बोर्ड्स रिपोर्ट में भी आएगा दैट दिस इज नॉट कंसिडर्ड एज डिपॉजिट, मनी रिसीव्ड फ्रॉम डायरेक्टर्स and the company shall also disclose the details of the money so accepted in the board's report। board's report में हम लिखेंगे कि डायरेक्टर से पैसा मिला है, but that is not considered as deposit। अच्छा, प्रमोटर पैसा लेकर आया है। क्यों प्रमोटर पैसा लेकर आया है? क्योंकि इट वाज अ रिक्वायरमेंट, अ स्टिपुलेशन ऑफ द लेंडिंग इंस्टीट्यूशन कि भाई प्रमोटर पैसा लाएगा तो हम फाइनेंस करेंगे। अब एक कंपनी है एक्स, वो गई बैंक के पास लोन लेने, बैंक बोलते हैं अरे तेरे प्रमोटर ने खुद तेरी कंपनी में इन्वेस्ट नहीं किया, हम कैसे करें? तो बोलते प्रमोटर पहले तू पैसा लेकर आ, तू इन्वेस्टेड रहेगा ना तो तू तेरी कंपनी के लिए काम करेगा, यू विल नॉट लेट द कंपनी फॉल, मतलब तू कंपनी का नुकसान नहीं करवाएगा, तेरा ही पैसा डाला हुआ है। प्रमोटर तू भी पैसा डाल कंपनी में, क्योंकि कंपनी में तू पैसा डाल तब हम लोन देंगे। तो ठीक है, प्रमोटर पैसा लेकर आया क्योंकि ये बैंक की रिक्वायरमेंट थी, अब वो पैसा लेकर आया ना, दैट इज नॉट कंसिडर्ड एज डिपॉजिट। कंपनी ने लोन रीपे कर दिया, फिर भी वो पैसा, प्रमोटर का पैसा कंपनी के पास ही पड़ा है, ओके फिर भी वो पैसा कंपनी के पास ही पड़ा है, देन दैट विल बी कंसिडर्ड एज डिपॉजिट, देन दैट विल बी कंसिडर्ड एज डिपॉजिट। लोन इज प्रोवाइडेड either by the promoter themselves or by their relatives or both। exemption will be available only till the loan is repaid and not thereafter। if thereafter you continue to keep that money of the promoter, then that will be considered as deposit, okay, that will be considered as deposit। Now let us talk about the money received during the course of business। any amount received by the company in trust, so company is receiving that money as a trustee। what are the key words, what will be asked in the exam? non-interest bearing amount, the company has received non-interest bearing money, I'm not getting any interest, I'm just holding that money as a trustee, then that will not be considered as deposit। any amount received in the course of or with purpose of business as an advance for supply of goods, very important, please note students, I have received an advance for supply of goods or services. Now, sometimes we have to give advance, like I have ordered tiling. Okay. So I have ordered tiles. So he says you give deposit, the remaining tiles I will bring. All right. So in this case, an advance is received for the supply of goods or provisions, but this advance, Deep, this is very much live. I am here and this is very much a live session. The only thing is that instead of the questions, I thought of going through deposits, what is not considered as deposit, because from this chapter, case-based questions are asked only on what is not considered as deposit. So once when we go through this, you will be able to solve any case-based question. Otherwise, you can solve the theory questions. That is a very straightforward. It makes no sense in discussing something. Okay. Saurabh is smiling. Okay. All right. So let's discuss. Okay. Now, any amount which is received as an advance, provided it is appropriated against the supply within a period of 365 days. Now, what kind of questions can be asked on this part? Advance is received, but you should also have this in the question, that this advance that you have received should actually be adjusted against the good. Now, let's say, for example, that the company has received 5 lakh rupees. Okay, the company has received 5 lakh rupees from Mr. X as an advance, but the company is going to. Thank you, Pranav. Thank you so much. Okay, the company has received 5 lakh rupees as advance from Mr. X, but they are going to supply goods. Now, let's say that the goods are of rupees 25 lakhs. Okay, goods are valued 25 lakh. Mr. X has given 5 lakh rupees as advance. Now, the company is going to supply the goods and then Mr. X will pay only the balance of 20 lakhs. Okay, so this will be adjusted, but within 365 days. Okay. You have received money as an advance in connection with consideration for an immovable property. See, now whenever you book an immovable property, now let's say for example that I have purchased a house. Okay, now I am purchasing a house from the builder, or I am purchasing it from some person, like a second, like resale house. Don't you know, we give a token money, like 5 lakh rupees is given as token money. So the sale is actually of, let's say the house costs 30 lakh. It is very less nowadays considering. Okay, the house is of 75 lakhs. I have given 5 lakh rupees as token money. Now this 5 lakh rupees will be adjusted against 70 lakhs, 75 lakhs. Now I will pay the remaining 70 lakhs. Okay, so similarly, keep that in mind. Okay, like how you give token money when you buy an immovable property. Similarly, the company has planned to sell its building. The company is selling the building. They have received 2 crore rupees as advance, as a token money, which they are going to adjust against the final amount. That is not a deposit. That is not a deposit. Security deposit for the performance of contract. Now the company has received 10 lakh rupees from Mr. X as a security deposit, like earnest money. Arey, don't worry, I'm going to perform the contract. Take, this is an assurance from my side. That assurance which you give, like in guarantee, you must have studied, no? It's not exactly guarantee, but you have given money to give an assurance that don't worry, I am going to perform my promise. Take, I'm giving this money to you. That is not a deposit. Advance received under long-term projects for supply of capital goods. Now these capital goods are very what should I say, heavy, in the sense they are all capital intensive. So in this case, whatever advance I have received for long-term project for supply of capital goods, like I want to construct a flyover. So I have received an advance from the government so that I can hire a crane, or I can hire some capital goods, or I can make it. Then that is not a deposit. That's not a deposit. Advance received towards consideration for providing future services in the form of warranty or maintenance as per a written contract or agreement, if the period for providing the services, okay, so I will write this, period for providing the services is less than the period prevalent in the business. business, or 5 years, whichever is earlier, whichever is less. Okay. Now, let's say for example that I have sold goods. Okay, I have sold goods, and I tell them that in case anything goes wrong, okay, if anything goes wrong, like a warranty I have given, I will replace it, I will repair it. Like, you know, when you purchase a fridge, you get a warranty on the motor, like 10 years warranty, 5 years warranty on motor, or 20-year warranty, something like that. Okay, so you have asked the person that, see, for 2 years it is free, huh? For 2 years, but then you have to just pay nominal 500 rupee, and then we will give you extended warranty. See, you have extended warranties, no? So I have taken 500 rupees from many people. If something goes wrong with the motor, if something goes wrong, if there is, you know, some repair work required, I will go and repair that. So then this money which I have received is not considered as a deposit. It attracts different accounting treatment. Okay, it has its own specific accounting treatment that we are not discussing now, it's not relevant, but this is not considered as deposit. Okay, the service period should be less than what is prevalent in the industry. Like industry is 5 years or 10 years, you are providing for 8 years, 3 years, something like that. Advance received as allowed by sectoral regulator like IRDA allows insurance companies to accept some advance, then that is not considered as deposit. Okay, that is not because it is allowed by my sectoral administrator, regulator. Advance towards subscription, advance for subscription towards publication, whether in print or electronic, and it will be adjusted against the receipt. Now let's say that you have paid ICAI 1500 rupees for the journal. Now this journal money is taken by ICAI in advance. Deep, we currently have an offer on the lectures as well as the fast track lectures. So you can visit my website, and the fast track lectures are available for 1999. I think that much you can pay. Go for lectures. Your self-study thing is not going to help you to complete law in 1 month time, 1.5 months. It is not possible. Go for fast track lectures. You will have something to study from. Make arrangement of 2000 rupees. You will get the book also. This is the last attempt. That is why we have reduced the prices. Fast track lectures are available. Okay, so you can purchase for 1999. Thank you for your compliments. I am flattered. Thank you so much. Okay. So ICAI has received 1500 rupees for the journal, and this money they have received in advance, but it is not considered as deposit because every month, okay, every month they are going to provide you with journal. It is going to be adjusted against the journal provided every month. Okay. These are also not considered as deposit. Amount received by alternate investment fund, domestic venture capital, infrastructure, real estate funds, mutual funds. This is not considered as deposit. All right. So we discussed this in detail. That is for deposit chapter. Now let us go to the charge, registration of charge. Okay, registration of charge. All right. Okay. Now, registration of charge. Let's take 2 minutes of break because I think we discussed deposits at a stretch. It's a very lengthy topic. Actually, I've tried to cover everything very quickly. Okay, let's discuss charge. You can take 2 minutes breather. Okay. Yeah, in CA intern, it is not possible for you to learn. So, if I think Manas, you are referring the module. Ha. So, Manas, are you studying from the module? Is it so? Because module is difficult to learn. Module is difficult to learn. So you can go for these notes, or we are launching the podcast. Actually, as I mentioned in my last lecture, just 3-4 episodes are remaining. You can purchase my podcast. It will be launched very soon. In that, we have covered all the key points and head points. It has unlimited views. You're studying from my notes, then there is nothing which you can do, because इससे simple आपको और कुछ भी नहीं मिलेगा. You will not find anything which is simpler than this. You have to learn it. And you can refer my podcast. That maybe will help you. Because then you can listen to it. And you know, you listen to it continuously, तो वो याद हो जाता है. Then इससे simple और कुछ नहीं हो सकता है. Because I have tried to simplify the provisions to my best. इससे और simple नहीं कर पाएंगे हम. हाँ, Deep, that I will tell you which chapters you have to do. वो कर लेना. That I will let you know. Once you buy the lectures, फिर then I will guide you. And compiler. Study the compiler. Guys, I'm telling you, I'm not boasting. I'm not trying to sell anything. If you study all the questions from compiler, you will be able to attempt 100 marks paper. I guarantee that all questions will be from compiler only. It's my guarantee. Manas, are you my student from my classes? Manas, are you my student from the classes, or where did you get the notes from, or did you buy it or something? Did you study from my notes in foundation? Manas? Yeah, Manas is from Pinnacle. Okay. So, Manas can vouch. Yeah. Okay, Manas, you will be able to guide others also who are attending the lectures. Manas, फाउंडेशन में लॉ का पेपर कहाँ से आया था? लॉ के सारे क्वेश्चंस. आई एम नॉट टेलिंग हिम एनीथिंग, ओके? मुझे तो पता भी नहीं था ये आने वाला है. मानस, लॉ का फाउंडेशन का पेपर कहाँ से आया था? ओके, चलो, कोई बात नहीं. एंड यस गाइस, आई एग्री विद यस, मानस ने वाउच कर दिया है, मैंने कुछ नहीं बोला. द एंटायर पेपर वॉज फ्रॉम द कंपाइलर एंड माई नोट्स. इन इंटर आई कैन ऑल्सो गारंटी सारे के सारे क्वेश्चन हमारे नोट्स में से ही है. हाँ, आई एग्री, ये क्लेम हर कोई करता है, मैं भी कुछ अलग नहीं हूं. I agree. Everybody will make that claim. So it is not something, that is, I should say, I'm unique or something. But yes, he did not even touch the module for a single time. So yes, I can guarantee that everything will be from the notes only. And I agree with, I don't know whether I'm pronouncing your name correctly, Sasuke. I agree with him. And I'm so happy that he is supporting me, because everybody wants education for free. सब कुछ free में चाहिए. That's not possible, no? I also need to fulfill my demands. I also need to survive. This is my profession. So if you expect कि free में सब कुछ मिले तो नहीं होगा, थोड़ा investment तो करना पड़ेगा. That I agree with you. Yeah. Thank you, Manas, for your input. I think it will really help the students. And notes ही पढ़ो, compiler ही पढ़ो, उसी में से सब कुछ आएगा. And yes, my lectures are around these two books only. मानस स्टडी द कंपाइलर वेल. आई थिंक आपने अभी तक कंपाइलर नहीं स्टार्ट किया है, तो स्टडी द कंपाइलर वेल. ओके, रजिस्ट्रेशन ऑफ चार्ज कर लेते हैं गाइस. रजिस्ट्रेशन ऑफ चार्ज में आई हैव आइडेंटिफाइड 3 क्वेश्चंस, क्वेश्चन 4, question 17 and question 5. okay, question 4, 5 and 17. why I have identified those questions मैं वो भी justify कर लूंगी आपको. okay, now I'll discuss question 4 first. Question 4. Okay, Renuka soaps and detergents. Renuka soaps and detergents realized on 2nd May 2019 that the particulars of charge created on 12th March 2019. Now this is after 2nd November 2018. Okay, it is after 2nd of November 2018. So it means the ordinance was already passed and the new provisions will apply. So the charge was created on 12th of March. Law बोलता है that the charge must be registered within 30 days of creation. Okay, within 30 days of creation. This is normal. It is applicable for all, that the charge must be registered with ROC within 30 days of creation. Let's calculate now as we read the question. If a charge is created on 12th of March 2019 and it must be registered within 30 days of creation, can you calculate and tell me by which date it should be registered? 30 days. How will you calculate? Tell me. It comes to 11th of April. Yes, did you get this answer? Did you also get this answer? Did you get it? Were you solving along with me? Yes. So in this case, if your charge is created on 12th of March, it should be registered on within 30 days, that is by 11th of March. But if you fail, then another 30 days. Now please note what I am writing. Okay, please note what I am writing. I get original 30 days. Okay, I get original 30 days plus I get another 30 days extra. Okay, for registering I get 30 days. Okay, so it means I get total of 60 days from creation. Students have many doubt in this. They don't understand the new provision. Yes, Pranav, Saurabh, very good. You got 11th April. Okay. Now this is for the charge created after the ordinance, that is after 2nd of November. So you have 30 days. So you have total of 60 days from creation on payment of certain additional fees. Ma'am, is it important for us to remember what fees? No, you don't need to remember what is the fees, but you need to write it in the exam that another time is given by paying additional fees. It is compulsory for you to write that the time extension will be given on payment of certain additional prescribed additional fees. Okay, you have to write additional fees. Now, if I still fail to register, then I get another 60 days. Okay, I will get 60. Now, this is 60 days from expiry of the 30 days. So, I get another 60 days. Okay, I get next 60 days. So, in this case, sorry, I did not calculate this. Na? By 30 date, it should be registered. Okay, this is the date of registration, but I did not. So, can I say I will write over here 30 days because 60 days is from 12th March. Okay, 12th March. Yes, but please note students, 30 ओरिजिनल है जो हमको आया 11th of April. ठीक है, देन फॉर कैलकुलेशन आप या तो 12th मार्च से 60 डेज ले लो या फिर 11th अप्रैल प्लस 60 डेज ले लो. ठीक है, प्लस 30 डेज ले लो. तो अभी 11th अप्रैल प्लस 30 डेज क्या आता है आपको? 11th अप्रैल प्लस 30 डेज विल कम टू 11th of May, right? So 11th May. Okay. So I got a total of 30 days plus 30 days, that is 60 days from creation. Did you understand now how it is calculated? यहां से 60 days लो या 30 plus 30 लो, बात तो एक ही है. If I fail to register even on 11th May, then I get another 60 days. ठीक है, I will get another 60 days on payment of ad valorem fees. Ad valorem matlab it is calculated as a percentage. Higher the amount of charge that I don't register, higher will be the fees. Okay. अच्छा, मुझे एग्जाम में एड वेलोरम फीस, एडिशनल फीस, ये सब लिखना है, इस पे मार्क्स मिलते हैं. ओके, यू हैव टू ऑल्सो शो दिस कैलकुलेशन. हाउ यू शो इट, दैट इज अप टू यू. ओके, ऐसा दिखाना है ये जरूरी नहीं है, बट यू हैव टू मेंशन व्हाट आर द की वर्ड्स. नाउ 2nd of November आपको मेंशन करना है. यू हैव टू रजिस्टर विद इन 30 days ऑफ क्रिएशन, ये लिखना है. नहीं लिखा, 60 days फ्रॉम क्रिएशन ऑन पेमेंट ऑफ एडिशनल फीस लिखना है. 60 days आफ्टर पेमेंट ऑफ एड वैलोरम फीस, ये भी लिखना है. ओके, नाउ आफ्टर यू राइट ऑल दिस प्रोविजन, देन यू शो दिस कैलकुलेशन, मैक्सिमम मार्क्स तो आपको मिल ही जाएंगे. Deep, as I already mentioned, the lectures are heavily discounted for you. We have reduced the price of November 23 regular lectures to 4,999, including all the material. Lectures, discussion of question, all my 3 books, smart book, everything is covered. And I will give you a 30-day study calendar. You will be able to complete the entire syllabus in 30 days. If you follow my calendar, regular lectures, you will be able to complete in 30 days. But the price which is on the website now is final. That is after scholarship. 4,999, including everything. Yes, Saurabh, I will also advise go for the full course only, regular lectures. चलो, 2nd May को नहीं रजिस्टर किया तो देन आई हैव अ टाइम. अभी देखो 2nd May को भी रजिस्टर नहीं किया उन्होंने. ओके, 2nd May को भी रजिस्टर नहीं किया. So then they have from 11th May 60 days time by payment of ad valorem fees. So over here you will write that you have 60 days on the payment of ad valorem fees. Okay, that is my solution. So first I have 30 days, then I have 60 days from creation which I got 11th of May. अगर तब भी नहीं किया है, then I have another 60 days by payment of ad valorem fees. Okay. Now, marks will be given for writing theory, marks will be given for showing calculation, marks will be given for writing that you still have time on payment of ad valorem fees. Okay, ad valorem fees. And guys, I just want to make a small announcement. Please don't ask for deep discounts. इतना डिस्काउंट है ना, इट इज एक्चुअली, मुझे कभी कभी खराब लगता है दैट यू नो द रिस्पेक्ट दैट टीचर्स शुड गेट वी आर नॉट गेटिंग, बिकॉज इतना डिस्काउंट मांगते हैं आजकल स्टूडेंट्स. आई ट्रस्ट द क्वालिटी ऑफ लेक्चर्स दैट आई एम प्रोवाइडिंग, आई ट्रस्ट माई कंटेंट. इतना ज्यादा डिस्कशन कोई नहीं देता है लेक्चर्स में, डाउट सॉल्विंग कोई नहीं देता है, सपोर्ट नहीं देता है. सो अगेन एंड अगेन you know, reducing the price of my effort मुझे नहीं अच्छा लगता है. Okay, I come up with offers to help students कि चलो ठीक है यार, बच्चे को पढ़ना है, नहीं है फाइनेंशियल कंडीशन, बट यू अंडरस्टैंड माई कंडीशन ऑल्सो नो. हाउ मच डिस्काउंट, तो फिर तो फ्री में ही ले लो यार सब कुछ. हाँ, तो फिर तो फ्री में ही ले लो सब कुछ. दैट्स नॉट पॉसिबल, नो. सो प्लीज डोंट बार्गेन, प्लीज, एंड नॉट विद मी, विद अदर टीचर्स ऑल्सो. Everybody is putting a lot of effort. Everybody is putting a lot of effort to provide you with best content. We never argue when we go to a 5-star hotel. We never argue when we go to a restaurant to eat food. We never argue when we buy an iPhone. We never argue we never bargain, no, with these in these places. Then why bargain for education when this is going to help you clear your exam with best marks? Why bargain when these teachers are going to help you become a chartered accountant? Why bargain with them? So not with me, but with other fellow teachers also of mine, I would like you to respect and appreciate the effort that they are putting. Okay. Let us now go to question 5. Why have I selected this question? Just look at the number of times that the question has been asked. Just look at the number of times. Question has been asked in May 2017, May 2018, 2021, 2020. इतना frequently asked question है ये. Now, whenever a charge is registered, okay, whenever a charge is registered with ROC, whenever a charge is registered with ROC, it is considered as public notice, or let me put it as constructive notice, because now I think at inter level you know what is constructive notice. Constructive notice means we assume that people who are dealing with a company have knowledge of the charge that is created. Also, register of charge is maintained by the ROC. It is maintained by the company. These registers are considered, okay, these registers are considered as public documents. You just have to pay some 100 rupees and you can view these documents. So charge, when it is registered with ROC, it is considered to be information in the public domain. We assume that anyone who is dealing with a company has knowledge of these charges. We assume that you have constructive notice. Now, if you are dealing with a company, if you are purchasing an asset on which charge is already created, we assume आपको तो पता है, आप तो जान के आए हो. Okay, now I'll share with you one thing which my father had told me. Okay, my father, he is an investment advisor, and he had told me once that whenever you go to buy a house, even if you have a lot of money, like you know the house costs 30 lakh rupees, it's a holiday home 1 BHK, I am buying 30 lakh rupees, I have 30 lakh rupees in my account. He had told me once, beta, don't pay 30 lakh rupees, take loan of at least 5 to 10 lakh rupees. Why? Because the bank will now take the headache of investigating whether the property which you are buying is free or it is subject to a charge. Okay. So 5 to 10 lakh of loan, compulsorily you take a loan, because in that case the bank, okay, the bank will then decide, bank will investigate, and they will find out whether the asset which you want to buy, the property which you want to buy, is free or it is subject to a charge. You can relax, they will do all the work for you. Then after a few months you can repay the loan that you took from the bank. So see, law assumes that third party को पता है. लॉ अज्यूम्स कि जो बायर आया है वो पता करके आया है कि ये एसेट पे चार्ज क्रिएटेड है या नहीं है. अब मेरे को पता ही नहीं कैसे फाइंड करते हैं. आई डोंट नो हाउ टू इन्वेस्टिगेट. आई टुक लोन फ्रॉम द बैंक, बैंक विल इन्वेस्टिगेट फॉर मी. आई वाज लाइक, डैड क्या टिप दी है आपने, सुपर. सो law assumes that you have a constructive notice. Any person acquiring the asset, property or undertaking, we assume that they have notice, and they have notice from the date of creation of the date of registration, not creation, date of registration of the charge. Okay, we have from the date of registration. You have constructive notice from the date of registration. तो हम assume कर लेते हैं. Section 80 is very important. If you don't write this in the exam, marks will be deducted. Section 80 talks about constructive notice. Okay, if a person acquires a property or an asset in respect of which a charge, we assume that he has knowledge of the charge right from the date of registration. So here later on, if Mr. Antariksh comes to know, तो फिर we will not. Now let us read the question. Antariksh purchased a commercial property belonging to NRT Limited after entering into an agreement. At the time of registration, Antariksh comes to know that the title deed is not free and now the company is not able to transfer a good title to me. The company is saying you ought to have knowledge of the charge created. Yes, we need to have knowledge of the charge created, because once the charge is created, it is a information in public domain. What will fetch you marks? Marks किसके लिए मिलेंगे आपको? For writing section 80, marks will be given for section 80. For writing that any person acquiring shall be deemed. This deemed word is important. Deemed to have notice. This is important right from the date of registration of charge. Then yes, all this will give you marks. So the company is correct. Then I have identified question 17, because why have I identified question 17? Okay. Yeah. I have identified question 17 because many students leave this section, and this is very important for exam. What if the company is not registering the charge? Can the charge holder register it? Yes. Charge holder can register the charge. Okay. So what if, let's read the question. I will give you a small note. You can write that note in your notebook. Beauty Limited obtained a working capital loan from the bank against hypothecation of stock. Okay, so Beauty Limited has obtained a loan from the bank and they have given the security of stocks and accounts. Okay, instrument creating the charge was duly signed by the company and the bank. The bank is not willing to register the company is not willing to register the charge. Okay, so in this case, we have obtained loan and now the company is not registering the charge. They have given stock as security. A charge is created on that stock and now they are not registering the charge with the ROC. Is there any provision empowering the charge holder to get the charge registered? Can the charge holder register the charge? Yes, section 78 will apply. Do I need to memorize this section number? Yes. Section 78 is important for exam. The section number is important. Now, when can the registrar refuse to register the charges? Okay, first we will discuss section 78. Now, I will give you a small note. You can write it. Section 78 allows the charge holder to register the charge with ROC. So what will happen? The charge holder will go to the ROC and yes, ROC will also accept the initiative taken by the charge holder, but ROC will not register the charge simply because charge holder आया है ये बोल के कि कंपनी ने रजिस्टर नहीं किया, अब आप फटाफट रजिस्टर कर दो. ROC इतने जल्दी मानने वाला नहीं है. So ROC gives a notice to the company कि अरे सुन company, the charge holder is saying that you have not registered the charge. Charge holder wants to register it. कर दे क्या register? In this case, the company will give a no objection. Okay, वो एक no objection देगा कि हाँ हाँ ठीक है चल यार register कर ले. So once that no objection is given, then the ROC will register the charge within 14 days of notice. Okay, तो अगर company एक no objection दे देती है, then the ROC shall register the charge within 14 days, okay, of notice. तो नो ऑब्जेक्शन उनको देना है विद इन 14 डेज. ओके, तो नो ऑब्जेक्शन आप दे दो 14 डेज में, वरना हम चार्ज रजिस्टर कर देंगे. अच्छा, बट देर आर सर्टन सर्कमस्टांसेस जहां पर आरओसी चार्ज रजिस्टर नहीं करेगा. अब आरओसी गिव नोटिस टू द कंपनी, लेकिन कंपनी ने बोला अरे नहीं रुक, आई विल रजिस्टर द चार्ज माई सेल्फ. Okay, so the company is saying I will register the charge. Register the charge itself. मतलब company खुद ही बोल रही है अरे you don't do it, don't worry, I will register the charge. So they are registering the charge itself. Or the company provides sufficient reasons for not registering the charge. Okay, so they are saying that these are the reasons why the charge should not be registered. Okay, so in this case, the charge will not be registered. Okay, so these are the different circumstances where charge will not be registered. So this you need to learn. Okay, so this is a small chart. Okay, so this is a small chart which you can learn for section 78. Okay, marks किस पे मिलेंगे? You will get marks for writing section 78. Okay, you will get marks for writing that if the charge is not registered within 30 days, the charge holder may register. ना 30 days तक तो charge होल्डर वेट कर रहा था, अभी चार्ज रजिस्टर होगा, अभी चार्ज रजिस्टर होगा, नहीं हुआ 30 डेज के अंदर अंदर, तो तुम खुद जाओ ना अलॉन्ग विद द इंस्ट्रूमेंट एंड यू कैन गेट इट रजिस्टर्ड. तो आरओसी फिर नोटिस देगा कंपनी को और फिर नो ऑब्जेक्शन आएगा एंड देन 14 डेज में चार्ज रजिस्टर हो जाएगा. लेकिन आरओसी विल नॉट अलाउ द रजिस्ट्रेशन इफ द कंपनी इटसेल्फ रजिस्टर द चार्ज और शोर सफिशिएंट कॉज, सफिशिएंट रीजन व्हाई द चार्ज शुड नॉट बी रजिस्टर्ड. ये केस में चार्ज रजिस्टर नहीं होगा. इफ दिस इज आस्क्ड, इट विल बी आस्क्ड फॉर अ 4 मार्क क्वेश्चन, 2 marks for each sub question. Okay, so that was charge. Very important for exam. Expect at least 1 or 2 questions. 1 या 2 questions तो आएगा ही आएगा from charge. Okay, next let us quickly go through audit and auditors. वो मुझे नहीं लगता है कि इतनी problem होगी, because you must have already studied that chapter very well, audit and auditors. Yes, audit and auditors. Now I will first tell you the sections on which questions are very frequently asked from audit and auditors. Okay, कहाँ गया? On which sections questions are generally asked. So please make a note of those sections. All right. Yeah. You need to memorize section 141, subsection 3, which relates to disqualification of auditor. Then you need to memorize section 139, which relates to appointment of first, उसमें सब appointment आ जाता है. Appointment of first auditor, appointment of subsequent auditor, and rotation वाला जो part है ना, वो ध्यान में रखना है आपको. Section 140, which relates to appointment of, या फिर आप लिख सकते हो removal of auditor before the term. ओके, 141(3) हो गया, 140 हो गया, 142, 143, 144 भी आता है एग्जाम में, एंड 147 दैट इज पेनल्टी, पिनल प्रोविजंस. मेरी प्रिडिक्शन है कि आपको सेक्शन 147 सबसेक्शन 5 पे क्वेश्चन आएगा. दिस इज माय प्रिडिक्शन. ओके, दिस इज एक्सपेक्टेड इन एग्जाम. दिस इज व्हाट आई फील. इस पे मेरा एक क्वेश्चन है, मैं वो क्वेश्चन भी कराऊंगी आपको. But these are the important sections. Services which cannot be rendered by the auditor, penal provision, section 140, 141(3). अच्छा, many a times the remuneration पे भी question आता है. Recently आने लगा है कि remuneration कैसे decide होगी. So remuneration can be decided either by the members in the meeting, or they will specify the manner in which the remuneration will be decided. Remuneration में आपकी fees तो आएगी plus expenses, लेकिन जो अदर सर्विसेज हैं, अदर सर्विसेज, उसके लिए आपको पेमेंट अलग से दी जाएगी. सो दीज आर द फ्यू थिंग्स विच यू नीड टू रिमेंबर, एंड क्वेश्चंस आर जनरली आस्क्ड ऑन दीज फ्यू सेक्शंस. नाउ आई हैव आइडेंटिफाइड क्वेश्चन 6. ओके, आई हैव आइडेंटिफाइड क्वेश्चन 6. या, नाउ why I have identified question 6? Because it is a very frequently asked, small questions है, बहुत frequently आते हैं. Mr. Prakash is a practicing chartered accountant. Now I will tell you what are the keywords, what should be written in the answer. Prakash is a practicing chartered accountant and Mr. Akash, who is his relative, is holding securities in the company having face value 70,000. Market value is 1,10,000. Directors want to appoint Mr. Prakash as an auditor of the company. Can they do so? Now, provisions are very, very important because they are very frequently asked in exam. If you want to remember the clause, etc., you can. But if you feel, ma'am, it is impossible for me to remember at least section 141, subsection 3. At least remember this. Okay, now, what are the keywords? See, pay attention. If the auditor himself or his relative or a partner is holding shares or other securities in the company, let me highlight it for you. If me or my relative or partner is holding shares carrying voting rights either in the company or associate or subsidiary or holding or fellow subsidiary, cash F. Cash F means if I am holding either in the company or associate or subsidiary or holding or fellow subsidiary, then I cannot be appointed as an auditor. सबसे पहले तो आपको basic provision लिखनी है that if I or my relative or my partner is holding securities in this, I cannot be appointed as an auditor. However, relative को exception दिया. Now this exception is only for relative, not for the person himself, not for the partner. ये याद रखना है आपको. Only and only relative is given an exemption. Exception. He can hold shares of face value 1 lakh. Face value, not market value. Face value 1 lakh. Ma'am, what if at the time of appointment as an auditor, relative was holding only shares of face value, let's say 70,000, but after the appointment of the auditor, he purchased more securities. Now, will the auditor be deemed to have vacated his office? Yes, ideally, yes, but we don't have any control over what our relatives are buying. So law will give me 60 days, okay, to take corrective action. Law will give me 60 days to take corrective action. Yes. So I can take 60 corrective action within 60. If in 60 days also my relative does not bring the face value to 1 lakh, then what will happen? In that case, you will be deemed to have vacated your office and that will be considered as casual vacancy. Okay, you will be deemed. But here he is holding shares of only 70,000. So here there is no disqualification. Here he is qualified to be appointed as an auditor. There is no disqualification. He is not disqualified. Okay. Ramesh is a practicing chartered accountant. He is indebted to the company for 6 lakh. Now please pay attention. If you yourself, okay, you yourself or your relative or your partner is indebted either to the company, associate, subsidiary, holding or fellow of more than rupees 5 lakhs, then you cannot be appointed as auditor. But here he is indebted for more than 6 lakhs. There's no exception over here. He is disqualified. He is disqualified. Okay. This is very interesting, very interesting. Mrs. KVJ, spouse of Mr. Kumar, is a storekeeper. Storekeeper. See, you cannot be appointed as an auditor if your relative is either a director or in employment as a director or KMP. Okay, you are either a director, maybe you're an independent director, you're a nominee director, okay, or you are in employment of the company, you are in whole time employment of the company, or you are a KMP. You will not be eligible to be appointed as an auditor. But here she is just a storekeeper. Storekeeper is neither a director nor KMP. So you are qualified to be appointed as an auditor. There's no disqualification. You are qualified. Okay. So these are few things which you need to know. Then I have identified question 9. Okay. Yes, students generally ignore this, but you need to know. See, whenever I appoint an auditor, I will obtain a written consent plus I will also obtain from him a certificate. What are the contents of the certificate? This is asked in exam. Why have I selected this question? It is not asked after 2018. High chances of this question being asked in the exam. High chances. Is it clear? Now, what will be mentioned in the certificate? He will mention that I am qualified to be appointed as an auditor. I am not disqualified. Whatever appointment is within the terms of the act, it is within the limits. If there is any proceeding, then it is disclosed. Okay, if there is any pending proceeding, then whatever is written is true and accurate. I satisfy all the criteria of section 141. These are the contents. You have to learn these contents. Okay, I want you to learn it. Then I have identified question 13. Okay, I have identified question 13. It's a very unique question. Okay, I have identified question 13. This is a unique question. It has many sub questions. Now, Lemon and Company Chartered Accountant is an LLP. No problem. LLP, even though it is a body corporate, LLP can be the auditor of a company. It's like an exception. LLP is a body corporate, but it can be the auditor. Now, L, M and N are the partners. Okay, they are the auditors of Messrs. Big Limited. CAM is also a partner in Due and Company. Okay, now they are already auditing Big. They are already auditing Big Limited for 6 years as on 2014. Now, this is when the Companies Act 2013 was implemented. Yes, it was implemented from 1st April 2014. Now, in this case, you are already an auditor for 6 years. A firm can be an auditor for maximum 2 terms of 5 years. You mean maximum 10 years. You have already, out of 10, you have already completed 6 years. So now you will be eligible only for remaining 4 years. For how many years will Lemon and Company continue as statutory auditors? 4 years. You have already completed 6 years, no, before commencement of the act. What is the cooling period? 5 years. Cooling period is 5 years. See, when you complete 2 terms of 5 years each, now, you cannot be appointed for 10 years together. Okay, 10 years ke liye nahi. I will appoint you for 1 year. I will appoint you for 1 term of 5 years. Then I will appoint you another term of 5 years. So I will appoint you for 2 terms of 5 years. But I can't appoint you for 10 years. Okay. So your 10 years are over. Then you will keep cooling period of 5 years. After that, you can be reappointed. So cooling period of 5. Can Due and Company be appointed as statutory auditors of Big? No. Mr. M is a common partner in outgoing and incoming firm. No. You are already a partner of the firm auditing Big Limited. You are also a partner of Due. Now, Due cannot be appointed as the auditor. Outgoing and incoming firm have a common partner. Very frequently asked in the exam. Cannot be appointed. No. But can Due and Company be appointed as the auditor of a subsidiary during the cooling period? Yes. You can be appointed as auditor of the subsidiary. Acha, can Lemon, after their term is over, during the cooling period, can they be appointed as internal auditor? Yes. The restriction during cooling period is on your appointment as a statutory auditor. There is no restriction on you being appointed as an internal auditor. So here, Lemon and Company during the cooling period can be appointed as the internal auditor of Big Limited. So variety of questions asked over here. That is why I selected question 13. Then I selected question 28. Why I selected? Because of this sub question. May 22 MTP question है ये. Business relationship. इसका meaning क्या होता है? That is why I selected this question. Business relationship. Now, A person is holding shares, no, you are disqualified. This is very simple. Important kya hai? Business relation. Mr. Shavik, a practicing chartered accountant, has a business relationship with Primus Hotels. Primus Hotels used to provide services to Shavik frequently, but at a price charged from other customers, means this is an arm's length transaction. There's no disqualification. Whether you can appoint him as an auditor, yes. Now, I am the auditor of Raymond. I go to the mall and I buy a suit from Raymond showroom and I pay the same price that others are paying. I can be appointed as an auditor because I'm not getting any extra favors, no? I'm not getting it for free. I am paying the price at which others are buying. Because it is at arm's length transaction, yes, you can be appointed. Now, what is the meaning of business relationship? It is explained here. That is why this question is very important. Business relationship, it means commercial transactions which are in the nature of professional services which are allowed. There are commercial transactions which are allowed by the auditor, or they are in the ordinary course of business of the company. Just I go to Raymond, I buy a suit, it is their ordinary course of business, but I pay the price which others are paying like an ordinary customer. Now, these companies wherein it is allowed, maybe in telecommunication, airline, hotel and other similar businesses, if I am paying the same price that others are paying, then I can be appointed as auditor. All right, students, this was the last question of the day. And I covered all the important questions. I covered what is considered, what is not considered as a deposit. We covered many important concepts today. You can go and watch the video again. It will be available. I feel that theory is more important than question solving. There are many students who jump directly to question solving without knowing the theory. This is the wrong way. Going through only compiler, studying only these questions and forgetting the provisions. No. If you notice, maximum part of the answer is provisions. So if your concept is not strong, you will not be able to answer the questions. If you study only the compiler and if you study only the theory, लोग क्या करते हैं पता है? Compiler में question है ना, बस उतनी theory हम पढ़ के जाएंगे. अरे don't go reverse. First study the theory, then solve the compiler. Okay, students? So tomorrow will be our last session. We will cover chapter 7, that is management and administration, dividend, accounts of company. Okay, so management and administration, dividend and accounts of company I will cover tomorrow, and tomorrow will be the last session, and we will wrap up the entire syllabus tomorrow. In case you wish to purchase the lectures, we have a good discount for you. You can visit my website capreetiaggarwal.com. This compiler is also available on my website. There are discounts on the fast track lectures also. Don't expect free. Okay. Please don't come and tell me that 2000 rupees is also not manageable. I don't believe it. We buy pizza worth 700 rupees and we are arguing for this. So please do not bargain. Okay. I am sharing the link of my website. You can visit my website. And thank you, Pranav and Saurav. You were consistently there since the beginning of the lecture. I'm very proud of your effort. And I wish you all the best for exam. Tomorrow is our last session. Hoping to see you there also. Okay, guys. So I'll take your leave. And I hope you enjoyed today's session. Before leaving, please give a thumbs up. Like the video. And do share it with your friends. Also visit my website capreetiaggarwal.com for books, lectures and test series, and no bargaining. Okay, so guys, I thoroughly enjoyed myself today. I will see you tomorrow, same time, 7 p.m.